Good evening and welcome to this latest outing of the Site Equipment Show, brought to you in conjunction with those fine folks at X-Watch Safety Solutions. I am your host, Mark Anthony. We've got a really packed show for you tonight with equipment from the likes of Case, Caterpillar, Dynapack, Hitachi, Hyundai, Indico, Liebherr, Montebehr and Steel Wrist, and many more besides. We've also got contributions from my construction collective colleagues Nick Drew and Peter Haddock too. Now, in our previous episodes, we promised you minimum chat and maximum action, and that promise holds true again this evening. So let's roll the outro, let's roll the intro even, and get this show on the road. Right, first up tonight is the latest excavator offering from those fine folks at Hitachi. Now, Hitachi have been busy with multiple new machine introductions in the past few months, and Hyundai has been every bit as busy. Right, we're off to Poland next in the company of Mechalak. We've got another 15 more clips to show you, but this show would not be possible without the support of our show sponsor, the fine folks at X-Watch Safety Solutions. So let's quickly pause for a word from them. The X-Watch suite of safety solutions has attracted major OEM dealers and some of the largest names in the UK plant hire industry, who now specify X-Watch systems as standard when customers specify height and slew limitations. Join the safety revolution. Just visit xwatch.co.uk. Right, we've just been to Poland and now we're off to China, and not for the last time tonight either. This is the latest offering from Sunwood Excavators. Now, we're going to be focusing on more heavy equipment towards the end of the show, but we're going to stop a while and pause briefly even in the world of attachments. And our wander through the field of attachments begin with our friends over at Steel Wrist. there's a nice international flavour tonight. We've got people watching from the Netherlands, from the US, from Finland, and from Italy at the moment that I can see. I think we've got one in Scotland as well. So let's crack on and keep this international theme going. From Sweden, let's head to France in the company of the fine folks at Montebeer. Right, let's continue our international journey with a quick stop in Australia via Italy in the company of those fine folks at Indico. Right, just before we hear from our show sponsor, X-Watch again, just time to swing by Finland to see what Encon have been up to. And I know we've got an Encon fan in the chat right as we speak. Right, that wraps up the attachment section of the show. As we prepare to change direction, let's hear from our show sponsor once again. The X-Watch suite of safety solutions has attracted major OEM dealers and some of the largest names in the UK plant hire industry, who now specify X-Watch systems as standard when customers specify height and slew limitations. Join the safety revolution. Just visit xwatch.co.uk. Things are about to take a technological twist, but before we get there, let's head on down the path marked quirky. Imagine you have an excavator equipped with a canopy. The heavens open and it begins to rain. Previously, you had two choices, stop work or get wet. But there's now a third option. And who better to check out a product called the Digger Lid than Mr. Digger Man Blog himself, my mate, Nick Drew.
Well, hi, it's Nick Drew, and I'm here today with our friends Dave Vickers Plant, and we're going to be trying out the new digger lid. This is a new product for people, owner-operators who want to work in the rain. It's a canopy that's got lots of little features on it, which I'm going to take you around and show you right now. There's these panels on both sides, and at the rear here, that is folded up, and obviously you've got that for visibility. As I say, the same on this side. That gets folded up. Obviously you get into the machine this way, and so that zips down. Another zip here. Then you have these straps which you use to tighten it up. So there we go, we've mounted the digger lid onto the machine and opened up the visibility panels. So now it's time to get in and see what it's like to operate with it on. So once you're inside, you just zip up, zip there. As you can see right ahead of you. You get visibility on either side and to the rear, and keeps you dry. So there we go, we tried out the digger lid today, and it's been a breezy day. Ironically, yesterday it was pouring rain and we'd have really seen the benefits of it, but it has kept the wind off us, and with storms expected later this week, I'm sure Dave and his team are going to see the benefits of the digger lid to keep the elements off them. And yeah, I'd just like to thank Dave for loaning us the machine, and the rest of the team from Vickers Plant, and also, of course, most importantly, to the guys in Australia at Digger Lid who sent this over for us to try.
Now, if you like that, make sure to check out Nick's YouTube channel. Just search for Diggerman Blog, or easier still, just use the link that I've just posted in the chat. Okay, people, it is tech time. We've already seen what Hyundai has on offer here in the present, but what do they have in store for the future? Now, although he can't be here in person tonight, my friend and Construction Collective colleague Peter Haddock is always welcome around these parts. In the run-up to the recent FutureWorks event, Peter got to spend some time with the fine folks at Plant Force and with Machine Max as well. This is just a snippet of his report.
One of the other great things about bringing through that fuel data as well as the idling data is that we can start to realize savings on site as well.
Right.
So we're talking about looking at things like non-productive idling, right?
Yep.
It's not possible to run a machine without idling. So there is such thing as productive idling. What we want to do is use the data to show you that idling that is not productive, that is causing you to emit more CO2 into your environment, also causing you more of a cost for fuel, which we know is just going up and up and up.
Yeah, absolutely. And literally, we're here in March 2022. In April, that red to white diesel is going to see fuel surging, and we're already seeing fuel surging at this particular moment due to the global impacts of change. And the fundamental thing about this, folks, is if you need to save fuel, which people do now, because that's a huge cost, if we need to be better for the environment, we need to do things differently, and we need to understand, if I invest in a brand new machine, stage 5, like these machines, if I invest in a tilt rotator on it, if I invest in a semi-automatic system that's also on this machine, what is going to be the impact to dig that hole, to move the earth? And if we can do that through Machine Max, and we tell ourselves, right, this is what the overall investment is, this is what the project cost is, this is what the fuel saving is, we can actually see the commercial element come together to say, yes, we can actually do things better, and yes, we might need to invest, but we've got a payback. And it's all about payback. You're never going to invest loads and loads of money in all this equipment and operator training. We're at LP training here today without a payback, are you?
100%. And you're not going to realize what that is unless you start collecting the data.
Yeah.
You need a base, right? You need a point of truth in order to understand how you can plan for the future, how you can make sure that you're delivering projects on time, within a KPI, and within cost as well.
Now, Peter is our resident Mr. Tech, so if that's something you're into, hop on over to YouTube and check out his channel, Concept the Media. To save you searching, I've just posted a link to his channel in the chat, and be sure to subscribe when you get there. And remarkably, I actually thought Peter was currently in Finland. I think he may still be, but he's in the chat. Good evening, Peter. Good of you to join us on your travels. Right, it's time to roll out the very latest product from those fine folks at compaction equipment specialist Dynapack. Okay, people, we have 6 films left to show you, so it's time to get heavy. And let's begin with a visit to Russia in the company of Case Construction Equipment. Now, if you thought that was a big excavator, think again. Check out this beast from Liebherr. Now, if you have a big excavator, you probably need a big truck, and maybe you need something like this from the Italian manufacturer Polini. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're in the home straight now. Just 3 more films to come. And let's begin on the open water with Remu. We've already seen a big demolition excavator from Case this evening, and it's time for something very similar from the Caterpillar stable. Okay, it's time for our final film of the evening, and we end on a relatively somber note. Sooner or later, even the most reliable and trusted equipment will reach the end of its working life. And when that time comes, it could end up somewhere like this. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap. That's the latest Site Equipment Show in the can. The truth is, we had so much content for tonight's show, I've actually had to hold over some for the next episode, which will be at some point towards the end of May. I've got an overseas trip to fit in around that time, so I don't actually know when that will be. So be sure to watch this space, because there'll be another epic episode of the Site Equipment Show coming towards the end of May. But until then, many thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all your contributions and your comments. Really appreciate you being here. Thanks to all our contributors tonight, particularly Nick Drew and Peter Haddock. Thanks also to our show sponsor, X-Watch Safety Solutions, who made this show possible. Until next time, thanks for watching, thanks for taking part, and I'm going to play out with a final word from our show sponsor, X-Watch. The X-Watch suite of safety solutions has attracted major OEM dealers and some of the largest names in the UK plant hire industry, who now specify X-Watch systems as standard when customers specify height and slew limitations. Join the safety revolution. Just visit xwatch.co.uk.